There is plenty of talk about the youth movement in the Calgary Flames organization right now. You know, you talk about developing players like Matthew Coronato, Jakob Pelletier, Samuel Honzek. You can even talk about the players that did come up and get good NHL experience this year, like Connor Zary, Martin Pospisil, and even Dustin Wolf. But there's one prospect that has really gone under the radar, and I think Flames fans should really start to get excited about that guy. Also, Oliver Kylington was named a finalist for a very prestigious award. We will have all of that and more in this episode of Flames Digest. But first, I wanted to welcome you to the channel. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe because only about 20% of the people watching are subscribed. So if you want to stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames, then make sure you join the fastest growing community of Flames fans on the internet. We are on the road to 2,000 subs, and we would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. But like I said, we have got a big prospect update here, and it's not about a bunch of people. It is just about one guy, and it is a beautiful article we will be looking at about Sam Morton. He was signed not too long ago after his college year ended out at Minnesota State, and you know, I was decently excited at the time when the Flames did choose to sign him. He seemed like a really, really good player. You know, he was nominated for the Hobey Baker Award. I mean, there was no shot he was ever going to win it. We all knew that was going to be Macklin Celebrini, potentially future Flame. We'll know Monday, draft lottery. But either way, Sam Morton, really, really, really good prospect, really good player. And we got an article from the Calgary Flames themselves. I believe it was written by Chris Wall that we will be taking a look at here and just showing how great of not only a player he is, but how great of a guy he is and just how good his mindset is within this Flames organization. He's currently playing for the Calgary Wranglers, has been very good for them. Their second round series starts tomorrow. We'll have a big video on that tomorrow as well as we get into a bit of a playoff primer for that one. But let's talk about this article here and let's jump right in. So, since signing with the Flames in March, the 24-year-old center has fit right in with the Wranglers, and he's poised to play another big role this weekend when Calgary opens its best-of-5 series against Coachella Valley Friday night at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Super excited. Don't actually click the tickets thing there. I forgot to white that out. Don't actually click there. You won't get tickets. But if you want to watch playoff hockey in Calgary, there's your chance. Go watch the Wranglers play against Coachella Valley. They are, I believe, Seattle. They are part of the Seattle Kraken organization. Now let's continue the article. Morton captained his college team at Minnesota State Mankato this past winter, earning Player of the Year honors for his conference after a 24-goal campaign. Not bad at all. He had a very solid season. A lot of people will look at 24 goals and say, come on, that's not that great. That's pretty good, especially on a team like Minnesota State. He signed a one-year, two-way deal with Calgary after the Mavericks college season came to an end and has looked every bit the part with the Wranglers since turning pro. I've watched a few Wranglers highlights. I've been fortunate enough to actually watch a couple Wranglers games. He is really, really good. He's pretty much the full package. Now, he needs to develop quite a bit. I mean, who doesn't? I certainly ain't the best hockey player at all, but he has all the right tools and could be a very good NHL player one day. That's why he's such an underrated prospect really within this organization, because everyone talks about the guys who have come up to the Flames at least a little bit. You know, I mentioned Coronato, Pelletier, even Cole Schwint, guys like that. Sam Morton is the real deal. Not like James Neal, hopefully just the actual real deal, and could be a very good player. Now let's get into a quote from Morton himself. I think I'm still adjusting, but at the same time, this feels like home, Morton said Wednesday morning after the Wranglers practice at Winsport. Winsport, what a place, believe it or not. I used to work there in the food and beverage department. Absolutely love that place. I feel like I'm part of a family right now that's trying to do something special. Obviously, right now, all that's on my mind is this Coachella series. It's been an adjustment in terms of playing, but I feel like I've started to settle in and try to take care of some of the fundamentals or some of the details that you need to be successful. How great is it to hear that, you know, he feels like he's at home here in Calgary, feels like he's part of a family? Wow. It sounds like what's that movie where they talk about family all the time? I can't even remember, but either way, Ohana means family. He's got that here in Calgary. That is so nice to hear because we know there are a lot of players that come up to Calgary, do not feel like home, and then decide to leave. We won't name names, but we know who we're talking about there. Morton's scoring touch has carried over to the pro ranks too. In 15 regular season and playoff games for the Wranglers, he's lit the lamp 6 times, the most recent tally coming in the form of a power play marker last Friday in Calgary's series clincher over Tucson. So this guy can score. The Flames have struggled to find scoring centers for, I don't know, pretty much their whole history since, Nieuwendyk maybe? The Flames have had some good centers over that time. You know, Monahan has proven he could score back in the day. Lindholm had a great season or two there. There's a few other names we could say, but Sam Morton is an actual goal-scoring center, which is really nice to see. 6 goals in 15 games so far for the Wranglers is not bad at all. And he's proving he can do it in the playoffs. He got that goal against the Roadrunners the other night when the Wranglers went on to win that series. Just fantastic to see. He's such a good prospect. And really, we should be getting more excited about this guy because he could crack the lineup next year with all of the holes they will need to fill. Another thing I really want to touch on about this is the fact that he is a center. A lot of Flames fans think going into this draft, no matter which pick we get, most likely the 9th overall pick, the Flames should take a center that could develop to be the number 1 center. And while that's, a great way to look at things, a totally valid argument, we have a few good centers in this system, in the pipeline. Maybe the Flames should draft, a really good defenseman because the defense is looking quite thin now. A lot of people say, oh, come on, we have Weegar, we have Andersson, Kylington will hopefully re-sign. But you look after that, and it's not the deepest D-core. So having, another defenseman drafted high could be really, really good if the Flames, of course, swing and hit a home run in their drafting, which would really, really be beneficial. I really hope they can do that. But I think most likely just take the best player on the board, no matter what position they're in. But it is good to know that there are some good centers within the pipeline. Let's wrap up this article here with this. Centering a line with William Stromgren and Adam Klapka, Morton has found success as a responsible two-way forward, while the trio has offered fans a first-hand glimpse at the Flames organization's future live and in living color. They're creative, they're aggressive, but most of all, according to Morton, they're communicative. I think we just have a bunch of guys that want to make plays. When you get back to the bench, guys are talking about where you could have found them or where to be on the ice to get open, he said. We're just trying to find each other to make plays and produce offensive chances. What I really like to see here is that they're creative, they're aggressive, and that they communicate with each other. Check. That's exactly what you need. I really like that they also say that he's a two-way forward because I just said, look, he's a great goal scorer. He can pot the puck, but he can do it both ways. It's been a long time. Well, not that long. I mean, Elias Lindholm, you can argue, was great both ways. But it's been a long time since they've had a very strong center that could really go both ways and be so impactful offensively as well as defensively. The Flames do have a lot of good defensive centers that I can remember from the past decade or so. I mean, look at Michael Backlund. But to have one that can really pot the puck as well is great to know in the pipeline. Flames fans, get excited. This is seeing the future. Now let's get into the other bit of news from today, and that is Kylington was named a finalist for the Masterton Trophy. A big congratulations to him. Every team does nominate one player, but I mean, it was a no-brainer that Kylington was going to be the Flames' nominee. And now, as of today, voted by the Players Association, Kylington was named a finalist. Look how great that looks. I mean, no one really deserves it more than Kylington after what he went through with his mental health, really prioritizing that for, a year and a half missed of hockey. I think he went over 600 days or something like that between playing NHL games. It was great to see him. The Masterton Trophy, the Bill Masterton Memorial, for anyone who doesn't know, is for perseverance, dedication to hockey, and, just absolutely dedicating yourself to the game. And Kylington has really proved that, missing out so much time to prioritize his mental health is so admirable. Taking that into consideration first, very, very important. And for him to actually get through that, working through it with himself, his family, and then, of course, through the Flames organization in order to come back and play and make a difference was just so nice to see. But let's take a look at the other finalists here as well. We got Freddie Anderson from the Carolina Hurricanes and Connor Ingram from the team formerly known as the Arizona Coyotes, both goalies. Freddie Anderson, he was dealing with a potentially life-threatening issue here with blood clots, but he has come back and been absolutely stellar for the Hurricanes. He got a bunch of wins, a bunch of shutouts, and now they are off to the second round of the playoffs. Very, very good by Andersson as well, and Connor Ingram, him too, just so admirable. The things he went through a huge depressive episode and thought he might have to quit hockey due to overactive OCD. And for him to come back and play so good this season, I believe he had 6 shutouts or so. He had a great season as well. All are very deserving of the award. In a biased way, of course, we want Kylington, but all those guys deserve it. But hats off to all of them, and of course, hats off to Shilly. We absolutely love Ollie here in Calgary. Now let's wrap up this video with everyone's favorite part of the day, and that is the comment of the day. And this one actually comes from a user with quite a few subscribers that I actually was aware of before even starting this channel. I've been subscribed to him for a little while on my personal account now, but it is from Rock Realm. It was unreal to see a comment from that account. What about trading Markstrom to a team like the Senators, Devils, or Kraken for their first-round pick in this year's draft? Definitely a possibility. The Senators, Devils, and Kraken should all have pretty high picks, roughly around the same the Flames can get. I think it would be great if the Flames could trade Markstrom to one of those teams and get their first-round pick, since it will be decently high. Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong button there. But I think it would work great. If the Flames are to retain some salary, I would hope that they get even more than a first-round pick just for Markstrom. I know that's been a problem with the Devils, but if we could get their first-round pick and a prospect, the Sens have lots to offer, lots of young players, prospects. Kraken, kind of the same thing. They're in a weird place where they just fired their coach, so maybe they'll want a new goalie. They could offer a goalie back as well as a first-round pick. There's tons of potential, but I love all of those possibilities, and they're all very realistic. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you like what you saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.